Tata-led Air India makes the biggest aviation deal in the history, in terms of historic orders, 470 aircrafts in a single day. Signs a deal with Airbus for 250 aircrafts, while Biden announces that Air India will buy 220 Boeing planes for a whopping $34 billion. So he said this is Boeing's third biggest sale of all time in dollar value and second of all time in terms of quantity. Air India's order with Airbus includes 210 narrow-body aircraft. ET Now spoke with the former ED of Air India, Mr. Jitendra Bhargava, about the Air India deal with Airbus as well as Boeing. Listen into that conversation.
Tata's ordering such a huge quantity, this mega order, is basically a reflection that you're making up for lost time as well. Let's not forget, government-owned Air India had no resources. We had not been growing. So one, it justifies the decision of the government to disinvest. Air India wouldn't have been able to place an order even 1/4 of the size had it still been government-owned. So full marks to the government for taking the decision on disinvestment. Full marks to Tata for going ahead and placing an order of 470 plus aircraft. More importantly, look at the significance of this order. President Macron of France, President Biden of USA hailing the order. What better way of showing to the world that India has arrived in a big way on the global aviation scene. We are no longer talking of an airline with 100, 150, 200 aircraft. 470 is a huge order by any standard. And it only goes on to show that Tatas have a plan in place. India is a growing market. We've been saying this for years now. But the harnessing of this growing market was being done by the Gulf carriers and the Southeast Asian carriers.
And well, staying with that news, Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran said that it was a milestone moment for them and the deal is expected to be the largest ever deal in the global aviation industry. Air India will get 40 wide-body, long-range aircrafts and 210 narrow-body aircrafts. Now listen to what N. Chandrasekaran and as well as the Airbus CEO had to say about this deal.
We have signed a letter of intent to acquire 250 aircrafts, 40 of them on the wide body A350, which we will use to fly all ultra long distance across the globe, and 210 narrow body. And we have also have significant options to increase the fleet order once we grow.
Historic moment for India, for Air India and for Airbus. And at Airbus, we are very proud and grateful that the Tata Group has chosen the A350 and the A320neo to script Air India's revival. The magnitude of the Air India order, the size of the 250 planes that Chandra just explained, demonstrates the appetite for growth in the Indian aviation industry. It's the fastest growing in the world.
Right, and on this big one as well, let me go across to my colleague Anurag Joshi, who's going to break down the letter of intent between Air India and Airbus and what it signifies.
Air India, owned by the Tata Group, will buy 250 aircraft from Airbus. Air India has signed a letter of intent with Airbus for the fleet order with the option of increasing the order depending on the airline's growth. Air India will purchase 210 narrow-body A320 for domestic and regional travel and 40 A350 aircraft which would be used for the carriers' long-haul flights. Unveiling Air India's collaboration with Airbus today in a video conferencing call, Tata Group Chairman N. Chandrasekaran said that the future collaboration would include the making of the C-295 military aircraft and also unveiling plans for the manufacture of a commercial aircraft in India. The call was attended by both by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron. Speaking on the same call, Airbus CEO Guillaume Faury said that Airbus sees India as the fastest growing aviation hub in the world, and the goal is to make India an international aviation hub, and the company sees India as a strategic industrial and technological hub.